A Delaware County 16-year-old student shot and killed while walking to school.
His name was Zion Abdullah, the young man who I was fortunate enough to know for his time here on earth.
Police say it happened near 11th and Parker just before 8 o'clock this morning, not far from Chester High.
Zion Abdullah had become the most recent life loss to the streets of Chester. But it was the way he lived and his spirit which remained that would inspire Coach LaDontay Bell to make a change for the rest of his teammates.
Zion was a sweet, always playing around, good kid, good person. Football was his passion. He would go to work, come home, practice. That was about it. Zion loved sport.
He was cool. He was always smiling, wanted to be cool with everybody. Like, he was a cool person.
He actually had come to me and said, "Coach, I want to play the game of football." He would come to me and say, "Coach, I found another player for you." You know, his spirit to me was that, hey, I'm helping you get kids off the street to play this game of football.
He would always come home and talk about his coach. I used to always like, Zion, who's the coach? He was like, Coach Bell, Mom. Like, he loved Coach Bell. To the point, like, Zion tried to act like he wanted to be the coach.
The football field is where Zion saw an escape from the streets and an opportunity to recruit other kids looking for a change. But his unnecessary death brought doubt to his new teammates, who wondered if playing football at Chester High was right for them.
I was lost for words. You know, it's not, what could I say? I was lost for words. I was hurt. I was shocked.
One of his friends, after that happened to him, he just like stopped, didn't want to play no more because it was all missing Zion. But like I told him, that's not what Zion would have wanted.
Well, after the phone call of Zion being murdered and gunned down, you know, we pretty much had to shut down. And it had us to really ponder, why is it that we're really doing this thing? Why are we here for the game of football? And for the players, you know, they started to write his name on the socks, on the wristband. You know, this is for Zion, that type of thing. So it affected them mentally where they stopped for a moment, but then they got back in the drive mode and said, we're gonna do this for Zion.
It was at Zion's funeral where a conversation took place that would change the course of the Chester High School football program.
Went to the funeral. I was there with the superintendent, Dr. Juan Arbon, and sat right next to him, and he and I mourned together. He asked me, what do you need? I said, Doc, I really need transportation for these kids. I don't think they should walk anymore. He said, don't worry about a thing, I'll make sure that happens. So what he did the next day, he told me to come to his office. He said, Coach Bell, listen, I have a set of keys for you. Let's make sure that they get home safely to and from. So I told him, I said, look, I'll be taking them to and from home. If that means I have to get home a little late, I know that they're there safely.
And this is where a father's instincts take over. His love for his players outweighs anything else. He will be the one who commits to their safety when they, in return, commit to him and his program.
It's the quote, to whom much is given, much is required. And when the keys had come, to my hands, it was more so, you have a key. Now you've been entrusted these young men. So here I am, day in and day out, finding ways to make sure that they get to practice safely, get home safely. It's just the chance of walking in the street, not knowing where the next victim will fall. And I just want to make sure it's not one of my players.
Everything bigger than football with him. He treated us like we his sons, literally, sons. When he said he wants you to, he want more for you, he really want more for you. He put his life on the line for you to get somewhere.
I feel like, he really is trying to do better. He's really, really want them to strive and keep going. So he's trying to do everything he can do to make sure they stay on the team and they keep their grades and everything up. And even with transportation, I think that was a blessing for these children. These streets are very dangerous.
I have football players come to me and say, Coach, I really appreciate you. I get texts late at night. Coach, I appreciate you, love you for what you're doing. Never had a coach to do such things. And at that particular time, I get emotional. I go right into prayer, though, because it's not me. It's not my doing, it's what's God doing. He's doing this through me, and I'm so appreciative for the opportunity.
This is about you guys bonding. You could be doing so many other things, so we're bringing you guys together to make sure that you bond together. So when we touch the gridiron, it's just Chester versus whomever. You understand that?
When we break bread together, as you would say, and we have our meals, it's bonding taking place, discerning what the needs are through conversation. A kid may not tell you exactly what's going on, but when you hear verbiage of such and such, you can pretty much, discern what's going on within the home. And we as coaches, we come together, listen, we gotta meet that need.
What's up, Sean? Be ready this week? Lincoln University reached out to me today, all right? So make sure them grades stay up, okay? Not only that, they're gonna be watching you on film. They'll probably end up coming to the next couple of games. And most importantly, watch your character, okay? Of course.
When I took on the position as head coach, the question to me was, what makes you different from any other person who wants to be the head coach of Chester High football? Well, I said, truthfully, I look at this as, God has given me this opportunity, but I'm not looking at it as football. This is a ministry to me. When you sow a seed, you're gonna reap from it. When we pour into the kids the positive things, they come back for more. Hey, Coach, I appreciate what you said to me. Hey, Coach, you motivated me. It's much more than X's and O's.
This year's Zion Abdullah Good Spirit Award goes to Cameron Whitfield.
I truly believe Zion is still here with me. His spirit still lives, and that's one of the reasons why myself and the coaches put an award in his honor, because of, when we go out to reach out to our kids, Zion had that spirit of, hey man, come play ball with me, let's get off the street.
His name's gonna always live. Between me, Coach Bell, Coach Musa, my family, this is just gonna always be good. And I feel like that's a good thing for honoring my son, because football was his passion.
When the game is gone, those kids will be able to look back and say, man, I remember my coach said X, Y, and Z to me, and it really helped me to this day. So it's much bigger than a game of football. And when the game is over, they can sit back and say, I've learned a lot inside the game as well as outside of it.